See what HK has to say for a bit. Save it here and see.
Query, is there someone that you need killed, Master?
Would you stop asking me that? Let's look at questions.
Statement. Ah, more questions. Wonderful.
So I do. It's been a while. I do remember asking him this about the Sith hunting us. Previous master, talk about the other HK units. I found a nav computer tampered with. I remember asking that. How did you get scattered over the galaxy? Before you asked if I was the one who served in the Mandalorian Wars, why?
Observation. Well, Master, I was not at Malachor 5 during your near-genocidal reaction to the Mandalorian threat, but I feel that I may have been constructed as a result of that.
Care to explain?
Observation. I believe that Revan determined that mass slaughter on such a scale may no longer be needed to achieve his aims. So perhaps you are responsible for my creation.
Like I'm your father?
Answer. Oh, please, Master. Even as a metaphor, that idea is repugnant. You're a gland-driven meatbag, while I am of superior droid construction. Clarification. I meant that I was built as a result of the need for a selective killing machine, rather than a crude mass slaughter war droid.
Dun, dun. Okay, so it looks like I can ask all these. Were you created... were you created on Malachor 5?
Answer. No, Master. I was constructed shortly after the beginning of the Jedi Civil War.
Okay. What targets were you assigned?
Answer. Well, Master, unless you were operating on my central control cluster, I would be somewhat hesitant to discuss my targets, but I suppose it could do no harm. During the Jedi Civil War, I was responsible for certain strategic targets. For some reason, Revan did not feel that the Republic presented much of a military threat. Aside, I am somewhat unclear as to why this was so, but Revan did have a certain biological instinct regarding such things, so I will simply say that there were probably reasons for such an assessment.
I don't understand. Why did Revan consider the Republic not a threat?
Answer. Revan felt the true war was against the Jedi. Observation. It was not something discussed with much of the others, but I think Revan recognized that a single Jedi, both in the past and in the present, could turn the tide of a conflict. So my targets were frequently Jedi, or someone close to a Jedi that could result in their corruption or collapse. Revan often assigned me to kill leaders or supporters of certain Jedi so as to erode their will.
Why was that important?
Answer. Revan saw the pressures of war on Duxon and knew that even in the heat of conflict, Jedi could be broken, not physically, but psychologically. Observation. It is a curious thing to assassinate and wound someone's personality, to assassinate them psychologically, and it took me some time to reconcile the acts. I am much more used to the direct approach. Still, I served well and killed many Jedi.
Sounds like Revan was converting Jedi.
Observation. Master, that was the lesson of Malachor. Any Jedi involved in the systematic slaughter on such a scale cannot help but doubt and question themselves.
Revan ordered us to kill Mandalorians at Malachor, not Jedi.
Observation. Master, I do not believe that the Mandalorians were the true target at Malachor. I believe that the intention was to destroy the Jedi, break their will, and make them loyal to Revan. I do not know if you examined the records of the deaths on Malachor, but you cannot escape that many of the Jedi and Republic soldiers who died were not Revan's strongest supporters. Observation. I believe that Revan was cleaning house at Malachor 5. What ones did not die became Revan's allies against the Republic.
I can't allow you to remain on this ship if you killed Jedi. Sounds like you killed a lot of them.
Answer. Oh, yes, Master. I hope none of them were friends of yours. But really, they had it coming. I do not know when the Jedi ceased to be adherents to their code, but many did not tread cautiously, and many were quite arrogant when facing a droid, as if we were somehow beneath them. It gave certain kills and added pleasure when being underestimated.
You took pleasure in it?
Cautionary. Master, don't take this the wrong way, but in my opinion, a blaster shot to the throat is often the best way of silencing Jedi hypocrisy.
Oh, yikes.
I have found many Jedi to be arrogant practitioners of pacifism when it is convenient for them. Also, their tendency to never directly answer a question is rather annoying.
How many did you kill?
Statement. I do not have the exact counts, Master. Since it is difficult to determine who was a Jedi and who was not, it seemed to be largely a matter of perspective. I did kill many soldiers who used techniques in combat that could make them be considered Jedi, although they call themselves Sith.
That's still the same. Sure, this is like the same. If I need to kill a Jedi, how would I do it?
Request. First, Master, I would appreciate it if Jedi need to be killed, that you permit me to kill those annoying pseudo-pacifists for you. But if you are determined to do it yourself, then there are many techniques I would suggest.
Like what?
Recitation. First, weapon selection is critical. If I see one more idiot attacking a Jedi with a blaster pistol, then I'll kill them myself.
Yeah. Yeah, every time you see somebody going after a Jedi and they don't have a lightsaber or some sort of blade weapon or something, it's like, why are you shooting them from ranged with a blaster? Because they could just block it with their powers or the lightsaber. Like, unless you're shooting them from behind, which I don't even know if that's possible, because if they have like a sense type of thing where they know that they're about to get hit in the back. What weapons would you suggest?
Answer. Select grenades, sonic screamers, cluster rockets, and plasma charges. Mines
blow 'em up.
are also effective, since many Jedi will run to meet you in hand-to-hand combat. Silly Jedi. Addendum. Gas attacks are effective if you can take the Jedi by surprise. Inhalation is less effective than ones that work on skin contact, as some Jedi seem to be able to hold their breath for long periods of time. Cautionary. Still, don't rely on it, since Jedi can fight off the effects. It just distracts them, leaving them open to another avenue of attack.
Any defenses you would suggest?
Recitation. Do not forget to activate any energy shields you possess. Lightsabers, while powerful, have trouble penetrating most military-issue energy shields, provided they are energy shields and not those crude Mandalorian melee shields.
Melee shields. The way he says melee. Interesting. What about countering force powers? This is like seriously a tutorial of like, yo, how do I kill Jedi because I can't kill him? I keep dying in my game. Which we obviously don't need, of course, but you know, the fact that it's like kind of in this dialogue is kind of funny.
Answer. Countering their other powers is more difficult. Confession. I do not fully understand their other abilities, but I do know that many of them require that the Jedi know that you are there and can see you. Thus, sniping and using cover are always advantageous.
Anything else?
Evaluation. A technique that Revan used frequently was to attack a Jedi indirectly. This method only works if the Jedi is adhering to the self-destructive path of pacifism and sacrifice. Answer. Kill their allies or place them in jeopardy. Many Jedi will leave themselves exposed in order to protect another. That is why there are many less Jedi than there were a decade ago.
Okay. Were you the only one killing Jedi? You seem to have thought this through.
Cautionary. Oh no, Master. In fact, that is the worst thing you can do. Explanation. Statistically, over-planning the assassination of a Jedi seems to backfire. Extrapolation. There are many theorists who claim Jedi can see the future, and I do not know if that is true, but it seems impulsive acts are more common to succeed than planned incidents.
You use these techniques against enemies and to protect yourself, giving you a bonus to experience, constitution, and reflex saving throws. Wow, just for listening to this dialogue? That's insane, dude. Nice.
Jedi, like sand kivers, seem to sense trouble a few seconds before it happens. They are tricky little pests.
Were you the only one killing Jedi?
Answer. No, Master. In addition to traps, mines, and orbital bombardment, Revan and the Sith often employed meatbag assassins for some Jedi skilled in the same techniques that I was trained in. Strangely enough, Revan believed that meatbags that did not use or believe in the Force were especially important, since in many respects, they were more difficult for Jedi to detect. Revan had many of them trained to hide their minds, as it were. Again, once these techniques were learned, the percentage of living Jedi began to decrease accordingly.
Hide their minds? How?
Answer. Generally, this was done by broadcasting strong emotions while thinking about something else. It was a curious technique, but it seemed to be effective in blinding Jedi. Whether guilt, lust, fear, they act as mental interference, making finding the true intentions of the broadcasting meatbag difficult.
I don't understand how that would work.
Answer. Obviously, a Force-sensitive broadcasting such emotions puts themselves at a risk of not using the Force properly, since to use it seems to require an inner calm that most meatbags do not possess. As much as the Jedi could not use such a technique, the Sith Lords cannot use it for much the same reasons. Such passions as guilt, lust, and fear are really strengths to the Sith code. Statement. The Master felt it was ironic that only people who had experienced such passions could harm Jedi in such a way that to kill Jedi, you had to be a human being. Revan found that quite amusing.
How many ways to kill a Jedi are there? I think that's gonna lead back to what he just told us.
Answer. The odds of me being forced to use such techniques against you has decreased, Master. There are some methods I could describe if you wish.
Let's see. I'll skip through it if it's the same thing.
Overwhelming odds is also a good tactic, Master. There are few Jedi that can long hold their ground against 100 attackers all firing at once, or being turned on by their own troops. But the most effective weapon against Jedi seems to be the erosion of the spirit.
What do you mean?
Answer. Revan claimed that psychological warfare against Jedi was important because much of their power comes from their state of mind, their connection to this religion called the Force. Revan said that many Jedi have the capability to form connections to life around them, although few of them realize the extent to which this is possible. Recollection. I believe my master speculated that many Jedi did not fully form such connections because of their discipline, because they never opened their lives to the passions around them. I believe Revan termed it that one would need to be a human being to develop such connections. It is something that the Jedi Code could not teach. One simply knew it instinctively or not. Observation. Master, I am somewhat surprised that I need to explain this to you at all, considering your past with Revan.
Yeah. What are you talking about? What past? This is so much dialogue for just, I don't even know what led to this.
Answer. Why, he said you had such capability, Master, but it would be your downfall. To tie so much of yourself into others, if they suffer or die, then you would die as well. Observation. I think Revan pitied you, Master. It was very insulting, if I may say so.
I pity the fool. It sounds like a forced bond.
Clarification. Whatever it is called, Master, it seems to be quite a vulnerability. Revan even admitted as such. When a Jedi or any soldier suffers doubt, it weakens them. With the Jedi, however, it is more pronounced, since they are extreme examples. That is why Revan felt that Malachor 5 was so important. It was intended to be a conversion tool.
Do you expect me to believe this?
Assessment. When faced with a continuous series of hard-fought battles, I detected a significant statistical increase in Jedi following Revan over the Jedi Code, a compromise in principles brought about by battlefield conditions. The emotional weight of war changed Jedi morale, power, and eventually their allegiance. Conclusion. I believe the Mandalorian Wars were to beat the Mandalorians, and also to allow Revan to build the foundation of his army.
HK-47 has given you a greater understanding of the Mandalorian Wars. Oh, that's what I asked, I think. And the Jedi, resulting in an experience bonus, a wisdom bonus, and a force point bonus. A single force point.
But I am surprised you have not already arrived at this conclusion. Surely the loss of your troops and the Jedi who served under you at Malachor 5 had a detrimental effect upon you and your ties to the Force. And I suspect your desire to be around others ever again.
Okay. I don't need to say this because I think it leads back to the same stuff.
Observation. Master, that was the lesson of Malachor. Any Jedi involved.
Yeah. Yeah, that leads back to that stuff there, so. Okay.
Statement.
More questions? If I need to kill a Jedi, how would I do it? You said you used to kill Jedi for Revan? Why did Revan not consider the Republic a threat? I don't think I need to say this again. Let's see.
Observation. It was not something discussed with much of the others, but I think Revan recognized that a single Jedi, both in the past and in the present, could turn the tide of a conflict.
Yeah.
So my
I
targets were... Answer. Revan's...
Yeah, okay.
State.
So I don't need to ask these first two again. 3, why did Revan consider the Republic a threat? Was this the thing that I asked? If I was the one that served in the Mandalorian Wars? I think that was the first thing that I asked, right?
Observation. Well, Master, I was not at
Yeah, okay. So... Dialogue trees 1, 2, and 4. I've already asked. The nav computer, I think we've already asked that as well. So it would be like we still have to ask 3, 6, 8, 9, I guess. There's still a lot to ask HK. Let's back out and see if he wants to ask me anything on the way out or not, so I can save, so that way we know that we've asked those things. Okay. Wow, 2,000 XP, maximum force points increased. Dang, it's quite good. Save it. I want to look. So we got a plus to Constitution and Wisdom, I think. Dang. 23 Con, 22. These are not plain stats, though. Because we have like a bunch of bonuses for Constitution and stuff. But dang, dude, that's crazy. Okay.
Query is statement.
1, 2, 3, 4 have been asked. Like they all lead to the same conversations. Nav computer?
Query. Indeed, I was unaware that the nav computer was locked.
Voice printed.
Statement. Yes, I heard it was voice printed. Most curious.
You can mimic languages, right? Can you unlock it?
Statement. I suppose so, Master, but I would need to know who voice locked it, and regrettably, I do not have that knowledge. It seems to me that we will have to accept the T3's astrogation abilities for the time being. It is a very loyal and dependable droid for its class.
Okay. I guess we talked to T3 about that.
Statement.
Now again, I might have asked these questions already. Like how did he get scattered all over the galaxy, but that was like a long time ago. I don't remember, so let me see if any of this looks familiar to me.
Theory. Well, Master, I believe I was shot repeatedly. Once reduced to my component parts, I suspect pieces of me were sold across the galaxy. Statement. I am an extremely valuable piece of equipment after all, Master. My parts were no doubt costly to obtain, and their new owners hesitant to part with them.
It was something of a pain.
Statement. That is indeed unfortunate, Master. It is merely another thing my attacker will answer for. I would be most distressed if you were to shoot me, attack me, or dismember me in any way. I do not wish to repeat the experience. State.
Okay, so there's nothing else to ask him there. The HK units we'll talk about later. Previous Master, Mandalorian Wars. We've already asked this. Why'd you ask me about the Mandalorian Wars?
Answer. Why? Because your actions then and now are related, and I feel I need some context. I confess to being somewhat needy that way.
What do you mean?
Statement. Sometimes, Master, it is difficult for meatbags to step back and gain some perspective on death and its importance in their insignificant lives. Explanation. You see, Master, assassination is such a versatile tool. I have seen the removal of a single target have far-reaching consequences for a nation, world, even a galaxy. The repercussions of even the smallest lives, whether dead or alive, can have profound implications on history. But surely you realize this.
That's a very human perspective.
Statement. Master, please. Any comparisons between me and your meatbag status leaves a fluctuating, intermittent charge through my control clusters. I was only trying to bring death and its impact to your attention.
How is that?
Statement. Why your own life, Master? Your single life changed the face of the galaxy, of history itself. Malachor 5 was an impressive act of destruction, but its impact on the lives of others in the galaxy was far more extreme. I mean, Master, you brought about the death of the Mandalorian race. I doubt they realize it yet, but you dealt them a blow from which they will never recover.
The Mandalorians deserved it, that is all? Does that sound dark side?
Statement. Oh, Master, who deserved what and why is of no consequence. It is only killing a target and how it is done that matters. Statement.
The only thing left that we can ask him is number 8. Who was your previous master? I guess that's it. And then we'll see if there's any other party members that we want to talk to.
Statement. Master, that is a question that has an extremely complicated answer. You see, I do not believe my master knew who he was most of the time, which led to some confusing situations that could have otherwise been avoided. Clarification. Suffice to say that my master had his ups and downs and, in my opinion, traveled from a high point in his life to a low point, and then back again to his true potential. He could be a merciless, efficient killer when the need arose. It really made my behavior core glow. And even as a meatbag, my master still had some remarkably efficient droid-like qualities which I admired. He, too, suffered memory problems, as I did.
Memory problems?
Statement. Oh, yes, Master. As indicated upon my reassembly, my central control cluster is damaged, making recalling my previously stored assassination protocols difficult. I hope that over time I shall eventually reach the status and skill I possessed before I was damaged.
What was the last thing you remember?
Recollection. The last thing I remember is having my core wiped from the last 5 years. I believe my master was responsible. Answer. Even with my memory impairment, I recall that my master was about to embark on a dangerous journey. Conjecture. I believe there was something about my master's destination that he did not wish me to know.
You alright?
Answer. I am somewhat disappointed that my master did not choose to take me along, of course. Wherever my master traveled, destruction and death were assured. Speculation, but I suspect I was not the only one left behind. So there is some satisfaction that the disrespect was spread through the rest of his whiny, simpering meatbag allies. Statement. Oh, yes. My master had quite the collection of tortured individuals that seemed unable to confront their basic personality conflicts. Let me cite some specific examples. Mockery.
Oh, Master! I do not trust you! I cannot trust you or anyone ever again!
That
Mockery.
was Carth.
Master, I love you, but I hate all you stand for. But I think we should go press our slimy, mucus-covered lips together in the cargo hold.
Conclusion. Such pheromone-driven human responses never cease to decrease the charge in my capacitors, and make me wish I could press a blaster pistol to my behavior core and pull the trigger. I am pleased that this does not seem to be the case with your current entourage.
I don't think I've ever heard that in this game. Him mocking the voices of Carth from the first game, and then Bastila from the first game as well. That's so funny to me. I don't even remember like hearing that, or I didn't even know that was in this game. Like it existed. That's pretty funny. Right.
Statement. Yes, well, enough of that painful stroll through what remains of my memories. Was there something else you wish to know?
I think that's it. I think that's all we wanted to ask HK. Like, we can ask him about the Sith thing, but I'm pretty sure I asked that before. And the HK units I don't want to talk about right now. So I think he's pretty much done, unless he says something before we leave, or if we come back into the conversation.
Query. Is there someone? Statement.
Nope, I guess that's done for now. I guess that's it. So it looks like... So I guess the main things for the main things to get from HK, like having max influence, was the stuff he said earlier about how to kill a Jedi. How we got, you know, we got 2000 XP, and we got like a boost to Constitution and Wisdom. I think that's pretty much it. I think that was pretty much it. The only other thing to talk to him about is the other HK droids, but we're not gonna do that right now.